what's going on, guys? This is Joey Young coming at you with a new video. I kind of promised you guys this a while back that I was going to do a lot more reviews on products that I've been using. Just been kind of set back a little bit, you know, trying different series, different things here and there. So, doing a review video for you guys today. We're going to be talking about my Max Razor LED that I've had for almost 2 years now. And I promised this, you know, a while back that I would do a review once I kind of used it, and you know, I've been using it for like 2 years now, so it's like perfect. It's not perfect, but it's long overdue for a review. So the way it works, or the way it's going to work now, I kind of like formulated some sort of like, I guess, format that I want to use. So for future review videos, I might do some tweaking, but it's pretty much going to be, I'm going to list just top 3 pros of the product, top 3 cons of the products. Obviously, there's tons I can just like go on and on about the product. But I'm just going to pick the top 3 that I think are pros about the product, 3 that are cons about the product, and then finally, would I recommend the product to you guys? Of course, if I'm using it or whatever, you know, I'm going to recommend it to you guys. If I think, if I'm using it, I don't really like it, of course, I'm going to give my honest opinion about it, and let you guys know about it. So here we go. So we'll start off with the pros. So top 3 pros about this LED. The first one is the sleek look of the LED. This is very unique for this LED. You don't really see a lot of lights that are built like this. This thing looks like a massive tank. Literally, it's a sheet of like rectangle piece that's huge, very slim built, and surprisingly, it's very light for such a mass for it. It's built out of aluminum, so it's kind of light, like I mentioned. Everything looks really sharp in terms of the way it looks. Alright, so that's number 1. Number 2 is the sunrise and sunset option for this LED. Obviously, a lot of the LEDs nowadays have this option, but when this LED came out, it was kind of one of the fewer LEDs with this option. Obviously, this, you know, model, this brand has been out for a while, and of course, you know, other companies has caught up to similar options. But the sunset and sunrise option for a planet tank or even like a reef tank is awesome. So with this LED, pretty much, you know, you set your time. You can set when you want the lights to come on at a certain percentage. You know what types of lights you want on and off. In terms, you know, you can set a percentage on how much you want. And then obviously there's a reef version and there's a planet tank version, or a salt or freshwater version. And pretty much they just swap out the LEDs. Reef is more blue lights. Planet tank is more like orange and white, fewer blue LEDs, pretty much. So that option I really like is just the sunrise and sunset option, because you can just kind of see it gradually boost up to the max, or you know, some sort of setting you want, and then it slowly comes down. So that's pro number 2 for the LED. Number 3 would be the fans. So this unit has a built-in fan, which pretty much when it gets really hot, it automatically turns on, and it pulls the hot air out of the unit in a way. It's kind of like a heat sink, pretty much. Very cool. It protects, you know, the LED for a longer life, and also like heat, you know, that can get transferred to the tank. So which is really, you know, a plus plus. You don't really see it a lot on some of these other products. You don't really see it unless, you know, most of the time you have to buy an external fan to pull that hot air out, or something to kind of pull it across or wipe it across. So I thought, you know, that's actually pretty neat that it has the built-in fans, and actually I think there's like 2 of them that are right next to the LEDs on this build. All right, so moving on to the top 3 cons of this LED. I'm going to start with the first one. It's going to be pretty obvious. It's expensive. This LED is super expensive. It runs around, depending on the model you get, the model I have is a 300 watt, and that runs around $450 to $500 depending on what you get for the unit. So it's crazy expensive. I mean, obviously, if you look at other LEDs, to get to an equivalent output of what this LED does, it's going to add up just as much. So the upfront cost is super expensive. Number 2 con for this LED is the legs that it come with to kind of support it. So it comes with 2 options in the kit. You can either hang, kind of sit it on the tank like a normal, most lights, or you can have the option of just hang it on the ceiling. So for my tank, because my ceiling is like way up high, I didn't really have the option to even use the ceiling as that. I could have bought some hangers and hang it from there, but I already kind of set the tank in, and I bought this LED maybe like a year and a half into my build, and there was no like tearing that tank down. It's too heavy. So I went ahead with the sit option, and the legs on those are also built with the same material, but just because it's smaller and I don't know, it felt really flimsy, is the only thing I can say. And especially if you get 2 built in together, by that I mean like connecting 2 of them together and trying to make one long piece. The middle can be kind of flimsy because there's like no support. But other than that, it's just the legs. It just makes it look like it's kind of flimsy, but it does look like a really good, like, sleek look to it. So that's just my complaint for that. I mean, some of you guys probably like, what are you even talking about? It's just, who cares? So that's number 2, and then the final one for the con for this LED would be the wattage. Obviously, there's different versions for the output, and I bought mine as the 300 watt version. 300 watt is a lot of power you're drawing, and of course you can adjust it, the light, and you can use a certain percentage of it. So for me, this light is pretty intense, and I only use like 80% as my peak, and it comes on at like 60%. So I'm never ever using 300 watt like straight up like 100% all the time, but some of you guys may need it, some of you guys might not need it, but still it draws a lot of power, is basically what I'm saying. A lot of other LEDs are very low in wattage. That can save you money, of course. So there's a little drawback on that in terms of that. But because it draws so much power, it's super bright. Alright guys, and then finally, this is obviously purely my opinion, but do I recommend this product, to you guys as the consumers? Definitely, I highly recommend this product. It's one of the best LEDs that I ever used. I would say it actually is one of the best in terms of the top tier. Not just because it's expensive. I really like, the look of it. It's sleek. It's pretty lightweight for the size, like I mentioned. And overall, it delivers like plenty of power. There's really like no dark spots in my tank, except for the middle, just due to a brace that kind of blocks the LED. But if that brace wasn't there, it would shine like straight across with no issues. So definitely highly recommend the LED, if it's in your budget, because definitely it is expensive. So let me know what you guys think about this LED and how I set the format of the review. I'm going to probably do a similar format from now on. And yeah, so stay tuned for the next one. Peace.